Melbourne Tigers are running this place 41-26 over the Townsville Crocs. They have put a blanket on the offense of the Townsville Crocs. Very important game for the Melbourne Tigers, who have lost 5 of their last 6, and they're playing like that tonight with that urgency.
Well, they are, and there's desperation out there. Their defense has been sound without being spectacular, and what they've been able to do is generate some transition baskets. They've hit some shots from the perimeter. They're still only shooting at 44% overall if we take a look at the match stats, and it's just really been the local percentage of the Crocs that has caused them some of the problem. 36% is not going to get it done, and they're even worse. 2 of 9 from the three-point line, and they're getting annihilated, well, not annihilated, comprehensively beaten on the boards as well. So it's all going the way of the Melbourne Tigers in a 15-point lead. 26 points in a half is not going to be enough at this level of competition, Steve.
We could probably show all the baskets scored by the Townsville Crocs in a short period of time as Cam Tragat continues to go on his scoring ways, and that's a matchup that he really likes as far as his mobility. He makes all those tough shots look so easy. That, as we mentioned numerous times, going to be a tough matchup for Luke Schencher, but like you said, out of that break, Trevor Gleason must have said, look, guys, get to the rim, because Melbourne were putting it on the floor, bullying their way to the hoop. And then it was Tommy Greer knocking down some key shots for him that really got them that big cushion.
It was, and you see the ball movement that's going on here. Early in that first quarter, they really got bogged down into their pick-and-roll offense, and it was ticking over, but without really giving them an advantage. But the last, particularly in that second quarter, you see the ball movement. They're getting some good looks and knocking down some wide-open shots. And Tommy Greer just been in everything, offensively, defensively, and on the glass, picking up some steals. So he's been in a bit of a hole himself from the field. Not necessarily playing poorly, but just shooting very poorly. But tonight, it's all coming back to him.
Yeah, when you spoke to him, you said that he was starting to get his touch. His shot felt pretty good. He just needed a couple of them to go down, not only get his confidence going, but sometimes it's just a habit. Once your shot feels good, knock a couple of them down, and then that just paves the way for you to a big half like this. Look at those numbers.
It is, and a lot of it's coming from those rebounds. When you get yourself involved in the game, you disregard your shooting percentages, you go attack the ball. He's got 7 rebounds in that first half. Ball starts coming to you, good things happen, and you knock down your first couple, and then you feel like, hey, I'm back in the groove. And right now, that ring's looking like a hula hoop to Tommy Greer, and everything he throws up, he's just got that sense, that look in the eye that you know it's going to go in. So it's a beautiful feeling to have, given the last 5 games haven't been all that much fun for Tommy Greer. He's enjoying the moment now.
Well, for the Townsville Crocs, they have had their fair share of problems, whether it's been just poor shooting or turnovers. Eddie Gill having just a terrible half. Just seemed like he really wasn't mentally into it. He had a couple of them, like you said, just coughing him up for no apparent reason. That one, he just took his eye off the ball, and then they get an over and back violation. And thrown the basketball right to a Melbourne. That one went to somebody in the stands in about the 6th row. So the turnovers that we've seen have just really mystified not only him or the coach or even the Townsville. And Tommy Greer, who had an outstanding game tonight. And it was the energy that the Melbourne Tigers had, and probably at the forefront of that was Tommy Greer. He really came out to play and set the tone.
My word, he did. He had those 15 points in the first half and really did, as you say, set the tone for the Tigers. But probably equally as important is the way psychologically they were able to weather that storm in the third period, because we know that they haven't been great down the stretch of games, Steve. They've lost 3 in overtime, as we've mentioned throughout the call. And I think tonight they just showed a little bit more confidence, because it was a tidal wave that they had to deal with. Peter Crawford coming in with 15 points in the third quarter, 5 3-pointers. We take a look at the stats, and the most important one you see that up the top there is 93 to 80. The other's just a little blurred, so he couldn't quite get a clean look at those. But Cameron Tragat, don't understate what he did as well. Remember, he was hampered in that first half with those 3 personal fouls. But right now, when in doubt, he has been their most reliable scorer this season.
He sure has, and if he wasn't in foul trouble, he looked ominous. So probably a break for Townsville. He wasn't able to get it going. Ron Dorsey got his 3-point account on track. When you back up found him, then Tommy Greer, and a number of times they got the basketball through sets of hands, the Melbourne Tigers, and really moved it around and got the extra pass.
Well, they shot 45% from the three-point line. You're seeing a lot of them right here, and I think a lot of that also was attributed to, like you say, the ball movement of the Melbourne Tigers. Early on in the game, they were getting a bit bogged down with the on-ball pick and rolls, but as they start to loosen things up, find the open man, here at home, they shoot the ball a lot better than they normally do on the road. So you're seeing it, saw it here tonight with some 10 of 22 from the three-point line.
Or Townsville kind of dug themselves a hole, only scoring 26 points in the first half, but they have some signs that they can be tough down the stretch too. This is a tough loss to come here and get pumped in the cage, but the performance of Peter Crawford, and also every time Luke Schenscher comes back, he just looks that little bit more improved, and that's going to be something for the Townsville Crocs.